fish report. Hanging at the fish report. Hanging at the fish report. Hanging at the fish report. For your latest news in high school sports, tune in to the fish report. Don't need no bed, don't need no pull when you tune in to the fish report. Hanging at the fish report. Hanging at the fish report. You got Craig and TK and Heather D tuned in at the fish report.
Coming to you live from Studio F in Russia, Ohio. It's the Fish Report Live Show with your hosts, Craig Fissinger and Ken Francis.
Welcome, everyone, to another Fish Report Live. My name is Craig Fissinger. That's Ken Francis. We're your hosts tonight. And back in our sound room, it's just TK tonight, and that's because Heavy D is off on vacation, I guess, for the week. Hopefully we'll have him back again next week. And Ken, I think we'll get along okay with Heavy D tonight.
Yeah, I think TK will handle it back there. Heavy D's out doing his other job, I believe. But we'll miss Heavy D, but TK's he's got quite the experience back there who do just well.
All right. Well, one thing I want to say is, we're awful proud of our partnership that we have here at Fish Report Live with the folks over at NK Telco in New Knoxville, aren't we?
Yes, we are, Craig. We've been with them now for nearly a year. They've taken good care of us. Really appreciate what they do for us, reaching out to a lot of homes throughout Auglaize County, Shelby County, and all the sports fans out there.
Yeah, we get out on cable TV to a lot of those folks, and you, like you said, Auglaize and Shelby County, New Bremen, New Knoxville, Minster, Fort Laramie, Annabach, and Sydney. But now we're actually going to be getting to more folks in Auglaize County up in the Wapak and St. Mary's area, and that's because our show is now going to be on a channel called Game Face Ohio, Ken. They're on TSC cable up there in St. Mary's and Wapak, channel 702. Show's going to be on now Thursday nights at 6 o'clock and 9 o'clock. So we're going to have the rest of Auglaize County tuning in. If they don't know what a Fish Report Live is, they're going to find out tonight, aren't they?
That's right, Craig. We'll be reaching over 30,000 homes now, Craig. A lot of fun out there, and really appreciate what our cable networks are doing for us.
All right, well, we're going to focus on Shelby County tonight, and we're going to talk about one of the hottest teams, track teams, boys teams in the state, and also one of the hottest softball players in Shelby County as well, aren't we?
Yes, we are, Craig. Really looking forward to talking to the head track coach over at Anna, head coach Dean Stewart. Dean's been at it a long time, Craig. The guy does everything. He's a terrific track coach, first of all, but he really works hard. He at home meets, he keeps score, He runs a concession stand. He even has time, Craig, I think, to get a few mile jog in all the time. So just a really hard-working guy and a great track coach. And also, Craig, looking forward to talking to Houston Junior phenom Micalah Hensley. She's off to a terrific start here this year for the Wildcats, and looking forward to talking to her about some fast-pitch softball.
All right, well, I'm excited to get to all that. But before we do, we have to do our weekly trivia question where you ask me a trivia question. I try to guess the answer. If I don't know, which I usually don't, I go out and ask the help from the Fish Report viewers out there. So what do you got for me tonight?
Craig, speaking of track and field, how many teams from the Shelby County Athletic League, boys or girls, how many teams have came away with a state championship?
How many boys and girls teams
combined have come away with a state team championship out of the Shelby County League? Is it 0, 1, 2, or 3?
0, 1, 2. Is Minster included in that?
Minster is not in the Shelby County League. If they were, we'd be in the double digits.
All right. 0, 1, 2, or 3.
That's correct.
All right. Well, I have no idea. So I'm going to have to ask for help from the Fish Report viewers out there. If you're watching us on the Fish Report Live page, you can scroll down, check the trivia question out, answer it, check the results. If you're watching us on NK Telco, cable TV, or TSG cable on Game Face Ohio, you can wait for the answer at the end of the show. All right, Ken, well, let's get things started. We're going to start out talking some boys track, and we're going to talk about the Anna boys here in just a second. But besides the Anna boys, what other boys in Shelby County, all of Shelby County, have you been impressed with so far this season?
Well, Craig, two particularly in the field events. We'll start off with Rushie's own Nick Colby, the senior thrower. Craig throws the discus for the Raiders. Last year, he actually placed 9th in the state of Ohio, had a fantastic year. He threw the disc 148.5 feet. This year, Craig, he's already surpassed that by 6 feet. He's at 157 feet already. So 13 feet, 9 feet, and just having a great year. And also, Craig, the shot putter from Lehman Catholic, Big Ben Montgomery. Ben's thrown the shot put several years now for the late for the Cavaliers, Craig, and he's at 48.6 last year at the state meet, and this year he's already over 50 feet. So he's having a great year.
All right, well, that's field guys. How about runners? Any runners in particular?
Craig, we'll start off with Bakken senior Austin Jones. We've had Austin on our show before, Craig. He's a mid-distance runner, extremely fast. He's got some Rushy blood in him, Craig. Maybe that's what makes him so fast. But Austin, great kid, great runner. He works very hard. Look for him to get under the 2-minute mark sometime late this year and place very high at the state meet in Columbus. And also, Craig, Houston's own Devin Jester. The guy has had a great cross-country career. He's also doing very well in track and field in the 1600 and the 3200. Look for him to do very well in those 2 races.
All right. Well, you mentioned Austin Jones being on the show before. One other guy that's been on the show before, it's been a couple years, though, is Anna coach Dean Stewart. He's got a loaded team over there. We're happy to have him live on the phone right now. Coach Stewart, welcome to Fish Report Live, and thanks for joining us.
Hello, guys. Thanks for having me on. I'm an avid follower. Your first thing I check out every morning. I know you probably don't have it up till about 7:30, so I have to wait that long. But I even do that before I listen to Mike and Mike.
You probably got about a 6-8 mile run in by the time the Fish Report Live page is updated. Is that right?
Yeah, I do run about 8 miles every morning. Haven't seen you out there in a long time, though.
It's been a while. We're busy. So, hey, listen, we want to talk about your track team this year. And Coach, I got to admit, after last year, losing Adam Larger, Derek Steinke, and Brady Cates, I thought to myself that this team's they're going to take a little bit of a step back. But I think you're as loaded now as you've been in a long time. Do you agree with that? Do you feel like you've got a good team, or did you think you was going to have a good team coming into this year?
No, I agree with you. After losing so many good seniors last year, we thought it'd be somewhat of a rebuilding year. I knew we'd still be strong, but not at the state level. We've been surprised this year. Some of the seniors have really stepped it up, and that does seem to happen a lot every year. But I definitely expect to be this strong this year. I thought we'd have a little drop back.
All right, well, let's talk about one of your stars that I think everybody's got their eye on, and that is Logan Const. He went, I believe, 15-2 in the pole last week at your meet in Columbus Grove. Coach, that gives him the top time in the state right near this year already. And last year, there was a kid from St. Henry that won the pole vault at state at 15 foot. So, Logan's at 15-2 right now. Do you talk about that at all with him, or do you just kind of let it go?
Well, Logan's aspirations have been big since he was a 6th grader. He has aspirations to get the D3 state record. He's looking to be a 17-foot vaulter by the time he graduates. He's not actually really happy right now, only going 15-2. He almost had 15-7 over at Columbus Grove. He's been working on a bigger pole, and he's actually gotten up on that this week, so he could easily jump up to 16 foot within a week or two once he gets more confident on his pole. So Logan himself has very big aspirations, so this doesn't surprise me on Logan. He's been pole vaulting since he was in 6th grade, and year-round pole vaulter.
Coach, let's talk about senior Blake Stevens. He's leading the area in high jump at 6'2". Rushy's got a good high jumper themselves, and Dave York. Those two will probably battle it out for the Shelby County League Championship. I don't think Blake even high jumped last year. Where did he come from? And tell us a little bit about Blake.
Well, Blake's actually only a junior, and he played baseball the last 2 years. And I've been lucky about that, picking up kids from football, basically, that I guess the other kids talk to them and tell them what they've done in track and how they've improved. And Blake just came out, and he was a big surprise. Like you said, he never high jumped until this year, and he's been consistent at 6'2". Has a lot of form problems, but he's been working on just a great natural athlete. And I think he's a kid that, the roof's unlimited on him.
Well, let's. This kid I know is a senior. Let's talk about Grant Glover. Grant's a tremendous athlete. He's a 3-sport star over there for the Rockets. Last year he made it to state in the 300 hurdles. Just ran in the semifinals there. How motivated is Grant to get back to Columbus?
Well, Grant's another kid. Didn't come out last year until junior, and we didn't even do him. We were talking about he didn't even do the hurdles last year until the Wapak relays. We just needed a fourth kid for the shuttle hurdle relay, so he tried them, and then he wanted to try the 300 hurdles the next week. So Grant hasn't even been doing the hurdles for a year yet, and we expected him to do well this year in the 300 hurdles, but we didn't expect him to, go under 40 seconds this early. And then we put him on our 4x4 relay because he wanted to do the quarter to strengthen himself for the 300 hurdles, and he's run a couple times in the 50s on the anchor like that. So he's very motivated now, especially after he ran sub 40 at Anna on the 300 hurdles.
Coach, speaking of the Wapak relays, you've got that coming up this week. It's not your traditional high school track meet. You mentioned before, you found a hurdler last year during these relays. How do you like doing this type of an event, or would you rather just do the traditional track meet?
Well, when we weren't as big a team, as many members of our team maybe 10, 12 years ago, it really wasn't that fun sometimes going to these relays. I could load up the distance races, but it'd be hard to find enough kids to do everything. Now that we have a large team and we pretty much are strong in every event, I do like relays. But I definitely think it's harder for smaller schools, especially if you would go like other Shelby County schools. Like it'd be hard for the Rushis and the Bakkens and Fairlawns and that to kind of field relay teams. You just have to pick and choose what events you want to do well at.
All right, Coach. Hey, listen, one more question, and we'll let you go. We didn't even talk about some of your strong relay teams that are leading the area as well, but I do want to make a note here that you've actually won 9 of the last 11 Shelby County Athletic League championships over there, and I feel like that's an amazing thing. And if we were talking volleyball or basketball or baseball, I feel like it would be talked about a lot more than what it is, and unfortunately I don't feel like maybe sometimes track or cross country maybe gets the respect that it probably deserves. But again, a very amazing thing. What do you attribute that success over there at Anna to? What's caused you to win 9 out of the last 11 county championships?
Everybody talks about building a tradition, and when you get to sports like Marion Local has a tradition in football. And, like Fort Loramie girls have shown a tradition in basketball. And, when you can have that tradition, the kids that have talent have seen other kids do it. And then they just believe since those other kids do it, they believe in the system that got the kids there. And even if that system's not perfect, I've seen a lot of good coaches that maybe don't coach quite right, or the skill level they teach isn't quite right, but the kids believe in it. And I think that's what takes it to the next level. The kids at Anna now, they see track as a dominant sport here, and that they've seen all these kids in the past win county championships. So they pretty much believe that's what they're supposed to do. So that tradition does play a big part. Once you get that tradition going, the kids just kind of fulfill it for you.
Coach, I totally agree with you on the tradition factor. We're fortunate here at Russia to kind of fall into a few of those categories as well. And you're right, success builds success, and it makes things a lot of fun come that particular season.
Well, you were just talking just quickly about Russia. Russia won every league sport last year in boys, and they've been pretty strong for a few years, and that makes a big difference because we live in Russia and we know what the kids say and do. And, it makes each of those sports believe they can win the Shelby County League. And once you believe you can win something, that makes up for a lot of other things.
Well, Coach, listen, best of luck to you the rest of the season. We really appreciate you taking time to be on our show with us tonight. And we'll see you out and around town, and probably see you at the track.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks,
you.
Coach. All right, that was the head coach of the Anna Rockets, Dean Stewart. Ken, we've been talking about him for the last couple of weeks and everything he does over there at Anna. Good to finally get him back on the show.
Yes, it was. It's kind of neat. Like you said, he lives in Russia, see him around town a lot, but a very successful coach for the Anna Rockets.
All right, well, that's going to do it for the first half of our show. We're going to take a short break, but stay right there. When we come back, we're going to talk some softball, including that big interview with Houston star Micalah Hensley.
She's a grade school teacher. Man, she's still looking good. Well, I said, my friend, I'm sound on this. People won't stick around till real life begin to sell. I'm with a sad to cover the.
Welcome back to the second half of Fish Report Live. Before the break, we were talking some boys track. Now we're going to talk a little girls softball. And before we do that, Ken is still looking for answers on tonight's trivia question. So if you're watching us live right now on the Fish Report Live page, you can scroll down, help us answer that trivia question, and we will check the answers at the end of the show. All right, Ken, well, last week we were talking some baseball, and we mentioned how it's kind of hard to keep track of records this time of year because of rainouts and teams rescheduling games. Girls softball is kind of the same way, hard to keep track of records there as well. But one number we're pretty sure of is over at Houston, the number of career wins that Coach Brett New has, aren't we?
Yes, we do, Craig. He came into the season with 282 career wins. He's got 4 more this year, so he's sitting at 286. Making him 14 away from the 300 magical number with probably 15 or so games to go this year, Craig, plus postseason. Who knows, with a nice run here towards the end of the season, he could get the milestone number 300 before the year's up.
Yeah, he could get awfully close, that's for sure, and we'll be rooting for him for the most part. But one big reason and one big factor in that is going to be one of his stars over there, Micalah Hensley, the junior outfielder, junior center fielder. We're happy to have her live on the phone right now. Micalah, welcome to Fish Report Live, and thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
All right, well, listen, one thing that sticks out right off the bat is that batting average of yours. You're batting around 600, maybe a little bit over right now. And if I look at last year's stats, I think you ended the season batting 367. So what's going on here? I mean, are you seeing the ball better, or what's led to your improvement this season in batting average?
Well, I'm definitely seeing the ball better, and over the winter, I've been taking lessons with coaches, and I'm definitely giving an attribute out to my dad for helping me work on hitting a lot.
All right, well, listen, you got a ton of talent on that team over there. Girls like Macy Stang, Hannah Trent, Sarah Monier, and Kayla New, your pitcher over there, just to name a few. Yet your Wildcats suffered a couple early league losses to Russia and Fort Laramie. So I want to ask, are you concerned at this point, or can the Wildcats get back on track?
I'm not concerned because I think we just had one of those downfalls. Our defense definitely needs improvement because we struggle in one inning where we just can't get back up, and that falls into the loss.
Micalah, hi, this is Ken Francis. Let's talk about softball and high school sports in general. Where volleyball has JO volleyball in the off season, and basketball has AAU. Softball, you have summer softball. It's like the seasons never end if you want to specialize in a sport. Do you play summer softball, or fast pitch, I should call it? And if so, who for, and how has it benefited Micalah's game?
I do play summer softball. I play for the Ohio Hawks this year, and it's definitely benefited me because you face higher competition, which allows you to get onto the ball more quickly and allows you just to be competitive.
Craig mentioned before teammate Hannah Trent. Hannah's currently sitting at a career of 11 home runs. You're sitting at 10. You're a junior, so you're a year behind her. You've got another year to go. But is this kind of become a friendly team, little rivalry here thing going on between the two of you, and you guys are just having fun with it? And does it motivate the two of you to swing a hot bat?
Well, we really don't see it as a friendly battle. We just go up there and learn to hit the ball, and it just flies wherever we want it to, I guess. But we do motivate each other because we both have that drive for the softball career.
Coming up here the first week of May in Houston, you're going to have the first annual Houston Softball Showcase that you'll be hosting at your nice new ball diamonds that you've got over there. Tell us a little bit about this event. Where are the teams coming from? How many teams will be there? And how many games does each team get to play?
Well, we have 8 teams coming up for the tournament, and we have one team, Lakota East, which was ranked 3rd in the state in their Division III. Each team will be playing 2 games each day, and I think it'll be a lot of competition up there.
All right, listen, hey, Micalah, one more question, and we'll let you go. Now, I know you're a three-sport athlete over there at Houston. You also play volleyball. You play basketball as well. But I'm told you would like to someday play softball in college. Can I ask, have you received any interest so far from any colleges?
I have been getting emails from college coaches.
Well, good. That'll be a lot of fun with the recruiting process that you've got coming up with that. In the off season, then, do you work on softball year round then, or do you just concentrate on your other sports when it's that time of year?
I do work on softball year round, and I still concentrate on the other sports that I do participate in, but my main goal is softball.
Mm-hmm.
Let me slip one more question in there, too, Micalah. We were talking about your coach before you came on tonight and having close to 300 wins coming by the end of the season, hopefully. What makes him so special? What makes him so successful over there at Houston? Coming from a player standpoint, what's your thoughts on him?
Well, from my standpoint, my thoughts that he does coach very well, and he allows us to. He lets us make mistakes and not pull us out, which allows us to be more determined into our games. And he is big into the competition, and we like how that is.
Well, Kayla, listen, we really appreciate you taking time to be on our show with us tonight, and best of luck to you and the Wildcats this season, and continue to play good softball, and we'll watch how the Wildcats are doing.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Micalah. All right, that was Houston center fielder, junior star, Micalah Hensley. And Ken, I look at these stats over here, and she's pretty much in every stat out there. Batting average, runs scored, RBIs, doubles, home runs, you name it. She's pretty much in all of them. And one thing Coach Stewart talked about was tradition and building a tradition. Houston certainly has a tradition in softball, don't they?
Yes, they do, Craig. Coach New's done a fantastic job over there. They've, they were always the top team in the Shelby County League by a landslide. But, give Coach Turner at Fort Laramie credit, Coach Bager over here at Russia, Anna's program as well. They've definitely caught up to Houston and have raised the bar of fast-pitch softball in the Shelby County League. I think, when you used to look at Shelby County League softball, it wasn't near as good as, say, the CCC or some of the other leagues. But it's getting to be very competitive in this league, and special credit goes out to all the good coaches in the league.
Yeah, you can tell it's big stuff when our own hometown Raiders come home from a Houston game with a win and are celebrating, and as well as the Redskins. I know they know it's a big deal when they beat a traditionally good team like Houston.
Yes, they do. And if you haven't got out to watch a fast pitch softball game before, Craig, it's really kind of fun to watch. I caught the tail end of a couple games already this year, and very athletic kids out there. Very fast paced game. It's pretty neat to watch. I enjoy it.
Yeah, it's good. It is. It's good stuff to watch, and we're going to have to keep our eye on Micalah Hensley and see how she finishes out this season.
Absolutely.
So, all right, Ken. Well, that's about going to wrap it up for us now. We do want to go back to our sound room, though, checking with TK out there and make sure he's running things back there still. There he is. He's looking good back there without Heavy D, even without Heavy D. But TK, how's it going back there tonight?
I'm managing a lot more buttons when you got both sides of the sound room to take care of, but I don't think I've messed up anything yet. I think everybody's still in tune.
Doing well.
I got to ask you something here. Last week, I think it was Ken, maybe it was me, but Ken or I, one of us two, was talking about girls track, and we were talking about the Russia Raiders, specifically their 100 hurdler, Leah Francis, and we were kind of concerned. She was coming out of a possible stress fracture, been wearing a boot, and we weren't quite sure she was going to be at 100%. She ran at the Minster Memorial on Saturday, and she looked pretty good.
She did look pretty good. Got some video. I was happened to be there, spent the day. It was a beautiful day for a Minster Memorial Track Tournament, which is usually cold and rainy, but besides that, she came out, and as you can see here in the clip, she not only won it, but she won it with a 15:78, which is, I think, the fastest time in the area right now. So the week off didn't hurt her. As a matter of fact, I think it probably helped her a little bit. So things are looking good. Not too many worries right now with where Leah is, and as far as that goes, where the Russia girls and boys track are right now, they're all looking pretty good.
All doing very well. Our distance runners are running very well, Craig. Emily Borchers, Molly Kearns, They've got, of course, Lauren Heaton, the defending state championship and the defending state champion in the 400. And, all she does is win the 100, 200, and 400 about every time out. So good team they got over there this year.
Yeah, they sure do. And TK, I want you to stay there because we got to check out tonight's trivia question. We're going to need a little help from you on that. But, Ken, before we close things tonight, give me that trivia question again, and I'm going to try to get the answer right.
All right, speaking of track and field, Craig, the total number of team state championships, boys and girls, won by Shelby County League teams in track and field, is it 0, 1, 2, or 3?
Okay, well, I'm going to start with 0 and work my way up here, and I can't think of the first one, so I'm kind of stuck on 0. Got to go back to TK, and if you can check the Fish Report telemetrics, what we call on our website there, the Fish Report live page, what do we got on there? Any help?
Well, a little bit of help. I did pull up the telemetrics here, just refreshed, and the votes are split between 0 and 2.
0 and 2. There's no
tie.
There's nobody. Nobody's given any suggestions on who those teams might be.
Nope. Just 50-50, split right down the middle, 0 or 2. So you're gonna have to flip a coin, I think.
I have a feeling I'm gonna go with 0 here, and then Ken's gonna tell me 2 of them and I'm gonna feel like a dummy. But Ken, I'm gonna have to go with 0. What do you got?
Well, 0 is correct.
All right.
0
I got the answer right.
2011, the Anna Rocket boys were state runner-up. 2013, the Rushi girls were third. And those are the 2 highest finishers of all time that I could find out anyways. I know nobody's ever won it, Craig. But what's amazing about it is you go a half a mile north of Shelby County, and there's a team up there that's won it 15 times maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Too many to count.
All right, well, maybe the Shelby County League can get their first win this year.
They might. They got a good chance.
All right, well, that's going to do it for us tonight. I do want to say special thanks to our guests, Dean Stewart of Anna and Micalah Hensley of Houston. Ken and I, and hopefully the whole crew will be back again next week, same time, same place. Until then, have a great rest of the week, and good night, everyone.
Hanging at the fish report. 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 For your latest news in high school sports, tune in to the Fish Report. Don't need no bed, don't need no pull when you tune in to the Fish Report. Hanging